Shutter drag is a flash technique that I've used a lot when photographing the after party at a wedding. But this technique is also really good for model shoots too. So today I'm going to show you how I use shutter drag to create this image using nothing but my camera and a flash gun. Getting straight to the point, let's talk about the gear you're going to need. If you haven't already guessed, you're going to need a flash. Obviously, this technique uses an on-camera flash, so go ahead and park that bad boy on top of your camera. In terms of camera settings, we're going to be shooting in manual mode today, purely because this mode allows us to take full control over the camera settings. Now, before we get too bogged down in the actual exposure settings we're going to use, let's quickly talk about the final image and what we're trying to achieve and how this effect works. Essentially, all we're doing here is combining flash with a slow shutter speed. Once the flash fires, the light it emits freezes the model in place, but because we're using a slow shutter speed, the shutter remains open long after the flash is fired, which allows it to capture the ambient light in the room. In order to get the random swirly patterns that you can see in my image, all you have to do is move the camera around in random directions, which will blur the ambient light across the frame. It's important to know that this technique is a lot about trial and error. Every single shot you take will give you a totally different result based on the direction and speed you move the camera in, the length of the shutter, and also the amount of ambient light that you have in the room. So I always find that it's best to take a bunch of shots and then take a few minutes to check the results on the back of your camera and make sure you're getting at least a few good ones in there. So now we know how it all works, let's dial in the camera settings. In order to allow us to get away with using a 1 second shutter speed without overexposing our image, we're going to need to close down the aperture to around f16. As I've already mentioned, we're going to be using a slow shutter speed for this image. I'm going to be using a 1 second exposure, but generally speaking, anything under about half a second will work fine. The ISO will then need to be set depending on how bright the ambient light is in the room. For us, ISO 200 was about right, though the best thing to do is to take a test shot and then adjust the ISO depending on whether the results are too bright or too dark. Finally, the flash gun will need to be set to around quarter power. In terms of taking the shot, simply focus up, take the shot, and once the flash is fired, move the camera around in circles or wiggly lines to get the desired effect. 1, 2, 3. When shooting, also take into consideration the position of the ambient light within the room. For our shot, we turned off the lights behind our model Mia so that it gave us a nice dark backdrop so that the swirls would appear more prominently. We then kept the lights on in front of her so that the ambient light was bouncing off her body and clothing. Mia was dressed in a colourful sequined top, which meant that the ambient light in the room was shimmering off the surface of the fabric. So as my camera was moving around, it created some additional swirls and lines. You'll get a very similar effect with shiny, metallic or brightly coloured materials too. Basically, the brighter the clothing, the more vibrant the swirls will be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like and comment below if you did. For more videos like this, be sure to check out these links over here and subscribe down below to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of the new content that we create for you every single week. All I have to do is move the camera around, which will blur the ambient light across the flame? Which will blur the ambient light across the flame. Flame? What the